Now let us see how to make an element draggable or movable. Draggable comes under the category interactions because this makes your website or web application more interactive. So it is very simple to make an element draggable in jQueryUI. So to illustrate this, I have created a web page and named it draggable.html, and I have added the references to the required jQuery and jQueryUI files. As I have already mentioned, make sure that you add reference to the jQuery.js file before jQueryUI.js file. I have also changed the title of the web page to Interaction Draggable. Okay, now we are ready with the page. Next, what we need to do? We need to have some element to make it draggable. So let me add a paragraph P. This is my message. Okay. Now to make this draggable, what we need to do is we need to select this element and use dot draggable. So let me add the script section. Script. First we need to check whether our document is ready or not. So this is just basic jQuery. If you are new to jQuery, you might not know this, so I am explaining it. We need to write our code within $document.ready event. So we will write it like this, $document.ready. Then inside ready, we need to write function, then open and close parenthesis and open and close curly braces, and we need to write our code here. That is within this document.ready event. So we need to select the element to make it movable or draggable, right? So how we can select this P element? In jQuery there are a number of selectors. We are going to use the tag selector or the element name. So dollar in double quotes we need to specify the name of the element. It is P, right? Then we just need to write dot draggable, open and close parenthesis. Okay, so with just one line of code we have made an element draggable. Let's see how it works. Refresh. You are seeing this paragraph, right? Let me click here. See, this paragraph is moving wherever you want. Okay, so we have made this paragraph movable in jQueryUI by writing this line of code. Suppose we have a div element, div. Let me add an ID for this div and make it a box, that is look like a box, div, and let me add some style, that is CSS. Okay, let me specify hash box because I want to style the box. Let me set the width, let it be say 100 px. Then height, let it also be 100 px. Then let me set some background color, let it be say pink. Okay, let me also set the border, let it be 1 px solid black. This is CSS. I am going to style the box. So let us check how it appears now. Refresh. See, you are seeing a box like this. Okay, let me also add a margin of 2 px so that there will be a gap between the border and the box. Okay, now it is looking like this. And I am also going to add one more paragraph after this. P, this is another message. As of now, what we have written, we have made the P element draggable. So refresh. We can move this P element and even this P element. Now what I need is I want only the first P element and also this box draggable. I don't want this P element to be draggable. So what I can do, I can just specify P first. This will select the first paragraph. These all are basic jQuery selectors. If you are new to jQuery, we already have a jQuery course. You can join that course if you are finding it difficult to follow, because we will be using jQuery in between, as jQueryUI is built on the top of jQuery. I will also be explaining it in detail. So this P first is a selector. It is a basic jQuery selector. This will select the first P element. And we also need to make the box movable. So what I can do is I can put a comma and select the box using its ID. So hash box. This will select the div as well. So let us check, refresh. See, this is movable. See, this is not movable now because we have not selected this paragraph. Then this div element is also movable. So we can make whatever element we want to be movable or draggable. Okay. Next, let me make some changes so that it will be more useful to use a draggable element. This draggable interaction is most commonly used with droppable interaction, which we will discuss later. But to show its usability, let me make some changes to this P element. So I want some filler text. So let me copy this till this. Okay. And I'm making this paragraph by pasting it. So what we have now, refresh, see, here is a long paragraph, then the box, then the text message. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make this some important message. Okay. And I'm going to style this P element a bit. So let me add an ID for this. ID equals IMP, that is for important. And within the style section, let me select it and set its position to be fixed. Okay. And left to be 0 and top also to be 0. Now what will happen? It will appear on the left corner. So let me save this, refresh. See, is that paragraph now visible? No. So what I am going to do is, I am going to make that paragraph movable or draggable. That is, I want that small paragraph to be draggable. Only that small paragraph to be draggable. So refresh. Now this message is not clear, isn't it? So what I am going to do is, I am going to drag it to some other place so that I can read this message clearly. So by making this paragraph draggable, what we can do is, we can move it to wherever we want and hence read it clearly. So in this section we have seen how to make different elements draggable or movable using jQueryUI. It is as simple as adding this one line of code, right? You can select whichever element you want and make it draggable by writing just one line of code. In the following lectures, we are going to see a number of options, methods and events that you can use to modify the nature of this draggable element. We will see it in the following lectures.